and welcome to another video. Today I have all of the Frieda McFadden books that I have read, excluding the Housemaid series, as I'm going to make a different video just for that series. So Frieda McFadden has been my favourite easy read thriller author for a few months now, ever since I first discovered The Housemaid, and that's what's got me into reading her books. And she writes so fast that it's hard to keep up with reading what she's writing. So we are going to rate the books, and I'm going to keep this spoiler free, and we'll go from worst to best. Worst for me was The Inmate. I couldn't finish this book. I hate putting a book on not finished list, but I could not get through this book. I couldn't relate to the characters in here, and I didn't quite like any of the characters in the book. I got about a third of the way through and decided not to finish it, and that it just wasn't for me. I don't like when the characters of a book make stupid choices, so that's all I'll say for that one. My second least favourite, but all of these I read and I loved now, so I would say One by One. The storyline was a bit far-fetched. I know that it's a book and it's a thriller and it isn't real, but I like to imagine myself in the scenarios when I'm reading. I like reading it in first person as if I'm in the book. This, I couldn't get into imagining me in the book, maybe because of how it was set. I don't think this is a spoiler. No, it's not a spoiler. They were camping. I wouldn't go camping, so I couldn't really get into that much. The next one, I would say, oh, this is getting tough now, maybe The Perfect Son. The plot twist, I did not see this coming. The amount of gasps I did while reading this book was insane. The Perfect Son, you think that you know who has done it, but you don't know. You don't know. There's no way anyone could have guessed the ending of this book. And if you did, congratulations, because I was so shocked. I couldn't put this down. I read most of these books in one sitting, and some of them, this one, when it got to the plot twist, I had to put it down, go make a cup of tea and have a break, because I was just so shocked I had to walk away from the book in disbelief, and this was one of them. My next choice would be The Co-Worker. I didn't know if I was going to finish this, but I'm glad I did because of the ending. I think there was too much mention of turtles. It was just, I love turtles. Turtles are one of my favourite animals. So when I first heard that the woman was obsessed with turtles, I was like, yes, I'm going to love this book. I'm obsessed with turtles. No, it's a different kind of obsession with turtles. So that kind of ruined it for me. But the plot twist at the end did make it better. But I do think it could have definitely been less turtles. But I understand why it was put in there, to show the annoyance that the characters had with the woman who's obsessed with turtles, because I was annoyed with her, and I think that's the kind of vibe she was trying to give off while she was writing this. So good for the intended purposes, bad for the reader. So we are into my top 3 Frieda McFadden books. Choosing number 3, I would have to go with The Boyfriend. This is such a hard choice, but I would go with The Boyfriend just because it was one of those where I wasn't really a fan of the characters again, but it was an easy read. It was a very easy read, and I read this all in one sitting. I didn't need to take a break, but I think the plot twist was insane. I didn't see this coming, and I think that this is probably one of the biggest plot twists I've read in a book. And I've been reading probably 4 or 5 books a month, all thrillers, and this is a plot twist that I would have never ever had seen coming. So that was very good. And yeah, I liked this one. This was a very, very easy read. We're down to my top two. So coming in at number 2 is The Locked Door. This is one of my most recent reads. The Co-Worker is my most recent, and then this was the one before that. And The Locked Door was shocking. It kept me on edge the whole time. I had so many questions that needed answering, and the only way you can answer the questions is to read the book. So I was reading so fast. I was taking everything in, but I needed to read so fast because I needed answers. And I got the answers, but were they the answers I wanted? No. This was insane. I guessed the plot twist halfway through, which was kind of disappointing that it was that easy to guess, but I think it was because I'd read so many Frieda McFadden books before this one that I kind of knew what was coming. It was similar plot twist to one of her previous books, so kind of saw it coming, but it was still a crazy plot twist. Number 1, Never Lie. This book, start to finish, I was gasping. I was saying, what the hell is going on? Oh my god, is this what's happening? Is she the murderer? Is she dead? Is she alive? Has she planned this? The whole way through, I was just on a wild ride from Frieda McFadden, and this book was amazing start to finish. I think that this is actually the only one that I will reread as well. They're very easy reads and very fast books to get through. Nothing complex, but a very good thriller, and this had me on the edge of my seat the entire book. I loved it. The characters, I liked the characters, and they kept me guessing which character was related back to what was going on in another part of the book. So you'll know when you read it what I mean, and I couldn't have guessed. I could not have guessed the ending of this. I know I've said that for a lot of the books, but the ending was perfect for this book. I think the whole read was really, really good, and that is why it's my number 1. I hope you enjoyed my book reviews spoiler free, so I couldn't go too in depth, but I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching.